Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. Seeing plenty of sun out there this morning with some fairly comfortable conditions for this time of year. Temperature right around 40 degrees, and overall expecting fairly nice conditions to prevail through most of the day today. And then as we get into the afternoon and evening, we'll see some rain chances moving through the area, even a slight chance of maybe a thunderstorm pushing through. And then that pushes out this evening with much more seasonable weather moving into the area. If we look at the current surface analysis, we have an area of low pressure well off to the west that's going to track northeast and bring this warm front up through our local area this afternoon and evening, and then quickly behind it this cold front will push through and push the rain chances out of the area, and then that more seasonably cooler air will start to filter into the region, and then this system is what's going to be bringing those rain chances this evening. And looks like we'll see a few hours of having a good chance of a rain shower, maybe a slight chance of a thunderstorm, and then we'll see things drying out for the next couple of days. If we look at our current weather, seeing just a few high clouds around 18,000 feet, fairly calm winds, light out of the southwest at times, southeast at times. Temperature 40 degrees, relative humidity at 96%. If we look at our current visible satellite, we can see those mainly clear skies across the area. Just a few clouds around 18 and a few clouds around 25,000 feet around the region. That's kind of what we can expect through much, if not all, of the working hours today. And we'll start to see some lower level clouds moving into the area as that system and those boundaries start to approach the area. If we look at the high-res model here to see how things play out today, again, dry weather prevails through much of the working hours today. We'll start to see the pressure gradient tighten a bit, and we'll see some slightly breezy southeasterly winds picking up this afternoon. As we get mainly past the 4 p.m. time frame, or 1600 local, so we're going to start to see our first chances of a few showers moving through the area, as you can see with the model indicating some precip chances here. Again, could see enough instability to maybe even see a slight chance of a thunderstorm with this activity, but that warm front lifts through, and then could see a break in the activity, and then as the cold boundary pushes through, maybe a few isolated showers along that as well. But all that activity should be wrapped up by 1 a.m. This evening, and then we'll see breezy conditions moving through as that tight pressure gradient prevails over the area, and we'll see those winds more westerly. We'll start to see some more seasonable air gradually move in as we go through the next days. Wednesday looks to be fairly windy. Could see our wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour at times, but overall we'll see dry conditions and decreasing clouds. We'll stay windy as we go into Wednesday evening, overnight, as well as into the day on Thursday. We'll see some slacking of the winds as we go into the day Thursday, but still staying likely above that wind advisory criteria. So likely an extended period of seeing that wind advisory criteria met through the next couple days. But after the rain chances tonight, should see things drying out. We see those thickness values start to lower as well, indicating some of that cooler air making it into the area. So if we look at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, looking at green conditions this morning, we do pick up a yellow risk for elevated winds this afternoon, as we do expect those winds to start picking up this afternoon out of the southeast, reaching 10 to 15 knots, gusting up to 23 knots. So it may be enough to hit that wind advisory criteria. That goes into the early part of the evening before relaxing with the peak gust, and that's when we'll pick up that chance of rain showers again, mainly after 1600 local, picking up an orange risk there through the evening and dropping down to a yellow risk as we get past midnight. And we do have that yellow risk for that 20% chance of seeing thunderstorm activity embedded within some of that shower activity, and then we keep a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings with any potential rain showers moving through the area. We'll see a fairly mild day today with a high of 57, and we'll stay mild through the evening, eventually reaching a low of 44 as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday. And as you'll see here, as we get past the midnight time frame, more so towards the 4 a.m. time frame, we'll start to see those winds really start picking up out of the west behind the front, 10 to 15 knots, gusting up to 24 knots, and then increasing a bit, gusting up to 27 knots as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday. So do pick up once again another orange risk for those elevated winds, and then bumping it up to a red risk as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday. We'll stay mostly sunny through much of the day today, and then again starting to see those clouds build in as we get into the later afternoon, likely seeing our ceiling down to around 3 to 5,000 feet as some of that shower activity moves through the area, possibly maybe a ceiling around 1,000 feet at times. And then we'll see clouds sticking around for the start of the day on Wednesday, and then we'll see those decreasing as we move through Wednesday. Right now, tides are running slightly above normal. And for our Wednesday, we'll start off mostly cloudy early, and again, those clouds will decrease as we move through the day. We'll see partly cloudy conditions and eventually mostly sunny to mostly clear later in the day. But will be a windy day. Do have that red risk for those winds at or above 25 knots to expect very windy conditions with those peak gusts possibly up to 40 miles per hour. Otherwise, we'll see a fairly seasonable high of 52, so a degree or two above average for this time of year, and we'll keep windy conditions or breezy conditions as we go into Wednesday evening, keeping that red risk for winds at or above 25 knots. Won't see those 40 mile per hour wind gusts through Wednesday evening, but expecting those winds up around probably 30 to 35 miles per hour for those peak gusts, mostly clear and seasonable with that more seasonable air pushing in low around 31 degrees. We'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions for Thursday. We'll continue with some breezy conditions, keeping an orange risk for those elevated winds. Otherwise, we will see a chillier day with temperatures starting to get below average with a high of 44 degrees, and we'll gradually see below average temperatures moving into the area as we get towards the end of the week and into the weekend. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 Daily Operations Weather Briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. Take a look at the extended forecasts. Enjoy your morning.